Hi there, students. Temporal. Temporal. Okay, temporal is an adjective. Um, if something is temporal, it means it's related to time. It's uh, of time. So we measure the universe around us in space and time, and time has time. Something that is related to time is temporal. You could have a temporal distortion, a distortion in the way time works, and temporal. Something that's temporal is something that's temporary, something that's passing, it's evanescent, it's transient. So the gift of life that we have is something that is temporal. It's something that is short lived. It's something fleeting. And then temporal as well, as opposed to religious. So, a religious institution also needs to deal with temporal matters. So, yes, they are religious and they pray to their god or their gods, but it's also important to deal with temporal things like food, like where the religious people are going to stay. So temporal is talking about lay or secular rather than religious. And finally, these two bits of your head are called the temples. So the temporal area, anything that is of this area, the temporal lobes are inside here, for example. Okay, so something that is temporal. So temporal, relating to practical physical matters rather than spiritual ones. Um, so the spiritual power of something rather than its temporal power. The something that's related to the world. It's not related to spiritual affairs. Um, so a religion should not think about temporal gain, although I think very often they do. Temporal, something related to time, the temporal dimension of something. So we are destroying our planet, and the temporal dimension of this human interference is something we ought to consider. And then temporal, of the temples, belonging to the temples of the head. Okay, so temporal, related to time as opposed to related to eternity. Temporal, something that is civil rather than related to the church. I guess temporal in grammar as well. A temporal adverb, an adverb of time. It's talking about time and the way things go. So, the temporal parts of your head, either side here, temporal, related to time. The present crisis is only temporal, and we need to remember that all difficult things come to an end. Yet temporal powers rather than religious powers. Okay, so temporal, secular, worldly, earthly, of the earth that we live in. Okay, so temporal and spiritual power are different things. Okay, so let's see. Temporal formality. I'm going to give it a 6.5 in formality. I think it's a rather formal word. And then as to origin, it comes from Latin temporalis, or time in grammar, from tempus itself, time. Tempus fugit, time flies. So enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Temporal.